and I guess I feel like working on random tiny game stuff that's not that important, but that's a little bit fun. So I guess I'm going to start back with this console thingy. I should say, since the last time I worked on this, or since the last time I streamed working on this, there's a little more functionality. So now I can like left arrow into the text, and I can type in the middle of that, and that works. I sort of feel like I just want to maybe make the console a little cooler at first. Oh, I also have, like, you can navigate through the history. So if I go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, right? I can then go through all that. So I added that. I don't stream all programming that I do. Sure, I would put the results of a frequently asked questions on the stream if I figure out how to do that. Not all the compiler bugs are done yet. They're almost all done. There's like one or two more that I know of. But I've been working on bugs for a couple days, so I'm in the mood to do random stuff. So what do I kind of have? I know I have some console style things that I wanted to do. I don't remember. Let me look at my piece of paper here. Oh, there's copy and pasting from the clipboard. That's one thing. There's checking integer overflow in that command dispatcher, which is not exactly user-facing, but you know, it's something. Oh, there's clicking to do the cursor, so that'll be good. If I can paste from the clipboard and click to set the cursor, right? So right now, like I should be able to do this and click around, and I can't right now. So what I would like to do is, if there's a mouse click, then we probably search for the closest X position when we draw, and then we set the cursor there or something. Yeah, that sounds good. What else is planned for the game? It's a big game with a lot of stuff going on, and I don't want to spoiler it. Don't want to spoiler it. Here's what I don't know. Do I have even mouse buttons in the input layer yet? I don't know. We apparently do. Why don't I see if that even works? We might not be mapping it for all I know. Although no, I think we are, because didn't I do demos yeah, I did demos a long time ago. You know, when we had the Go Bananas thing, when we showed profiling stats and you could like click on stuff. So I must be doing mouse. So let's test that theory. Oops. So I'm going to go to text input, which we were working on some days ago now. Whoops, and we have this handle events. And I think this is classified as a keyboard event, even though it's a mouse, right? So code mouse button left, print mouse click left, exclamation points. Okay. Let's try that. Mouse click left. We are printing it. So that's good. Really what I want to do I kind of want to do a thing where if you hold the mouse down and sweep left and right, well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I should let you select even, like in Emacs. Well, to start, I want to set a mode such that the cursor is tracking your whole situation. So cursor tracking mouse equals true. Cursor tracking mouse is false. And then when we reset, we're going to reset this kind of thing. And when we, well, I think that'll automatically reset. Then when we draw, we're going to let this be a frame late for now and see how it feels. Okay, so best character index is -1. Oh, actually, okay, this is too late. So we want to go to where we draw the text. Now, I believe I can use this fact that this is still in font.temporaryglyphs. Font.temporaryglyphs still holds the text we just drew. And actually, this won't be a frame late because we're doing this before we draw the cursor. Update cursor position based on mouse drag. Do this before drawing the cursor, please. Okay, so let's go to fonts. Yeah, so after you render, you've got this temporary glyphs thing. And so I'm going to say X, font X, for font.temporary glyphs. I need a cursor X. This is fabs cursor X minus X. If this is less than bestdist, best character index equals the index. Right, so best list minus 1.0, that's a floating point number. All right. So basically what we're just going to do is I guess once the distance gets minimized and starts increasing, we could early out. Once this goes past the minimum and starts increasing, we could early out, but we are not doing that yet. Okay, so we want to get cursor X and cursor Y. Get mouse cursor what's it called, Windows input. How did I do this in the Go Bananas? How do I get the cursor position? I don't remember. I can just get, is it in basic? Okay, well we have that. Okay, I'm just going to write something. Okay, so if OS Windows, we're going to make something called get mouse pointer position, which returns x as an int and y as an int. And we're going to say p point get cursor pause p screen to client. Can I pass null to screen to client? Never remember. Screen to client. It doesn't say. All right. I guess I will just say get current get desktop window. Yeah. This is annoying because I want to try to make this a little bit OS independent, and it's a little bit of a rat hole. Anyway, whatever the window is, we say screen to client of that, and then return, what is the point struct? p.x, p.y. Okay. Oh, and this is like this in this programming language. So I don't want to pass a window parameter into here, because I know the window out here, but I want to make this OS independent. So I want this to sort of get the current window. Windows get application window. I don't want exactly the active window. I don't want the top window. Active window attached to the calling thread's message queue. Well, that's good enough for now. hwind get active window robustness. We probably want something better than this. Okay. Now, am I using screen to client right? Yeah. All right. I guess we'll return a bool too, because I guess if there's no mouse, this could fail or something, right? Because that returns a bool. Okay, if, yeah. So does get cursor pause fail? Get cursor pause. Rat holing, but maybe later make hwind a default argument. Yeah, possibly. The thing is though, I mean, if it's a default, actually, if it's a default argument, then you have to know what operating system you're on to call this. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's just an overload. Let me do that. That'll be good. Okay, retrieves the position of the mouse cursor, so that's also bool. So when success is that. If we didn't get it, return 0, 0, false. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to say declare identifier get active window, because I didn't declare it. Get active window is that. Pretty simple. It's basically the same signature as get desktop window. Wait, 884. Oh. Right, I can't do this. So maybe I should make this work, but right now return only returns one value if you say one value. So I have to say x, y, success, or that, return x, y, success. Okay, so now we're back to, oh. Okay, so now we're back to text input, which is good. So I'm going to say cursor x, cursor y, success equal, what did I just call that? Get mouse pointer position. And that's a colon. And then if success, and I only want to be doing any of this stuff. What was that tracking variable called? If cursor tracking mouse. If that. So, if cursor's tracking mouse, we do this stuff. And text x is not font x. So then every iteration through this loop, and then we say x plus equals something about the glyph, I don't know. See, I don't know. Right, glyph.advance. So this is not quite taking into account the glyph offsets and whatever. We'll see if that matters. Okay, if font.temporary glyphs. Okay, so best dist we want actually to be FLT max. We want to start high and okay, so we actually want to say if we aren't in bounds, don't do it. So if cursor x is less than see, I really want the bounding box of the entire text inputs. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm using. Okay, so cursor x is less than text x. Success equals false. If it's greater than, or greater than text x plus entry width. Success equals false. Whoops. That's dumb. Cursor y is less than text y plus entry. Okay. We don't actually have the information to do this in here. So let me go outside. Oh. Okay, this is a problem because only the console knows the full dimensions of this text box. So the console is going to tell it, it's going to tell it it's x0, y0, x1, y1. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so okay, so now we ignore mouse clicks that are outside us. This is x1, this is y0, this is y1. Okay. I don't have FLT max. Oh, is it? It's called float 32 max probably. Text input. Console line 97. These are floats. Glyph.advanced undeclared identifier glyph because float versus integer. The x is a float. Y is a, I don't know if that's going to work. This is a test to see what happens. Oh, I don't actually do anything. So I can't tell because I don't actually do anything. Forgot to do that part. All right, so if success, we say, I'm going to say click at here, cursor x, cursor y, and hit x. Best character index, and then insert point equal best character index. Okay, you know what? This totally... This is not good, because I already made one fatal flaw. Which is that I'm assuming that the glyphs being rendered when we draw the font are the same, that there's the same number of glyphs as items of text, which is not necessarily true. But okay, so assert temporary glyphs .count is equal to text.count. This also assumes that text is only single byte characters, which won't last long, but let's just get this working. Okay. Eventually, okay, so let's even see if that assertion holds. Oh yeah, I still haven't defined index. Text.count. See what happens. It's not even doing it. Okay. Let's see why. Oh yeah. So first of all, I'm not setting it to false when the mouse comes up. I don't know why. Okay, if cursor x is less than x0, successes, it's greater than x1. Y0 and Y1 might be flipped or something. Tracking. X0, X1, Y0, Y1. Oh, okay, so I'm not sure where to do this correction. The annoying thing is that Windows, I always get bit by this, Windows's cursor position reporting is left-handed, and I do everything right-handed because good people use right-handed coordinate systems. So right now I'm just going to do this. I'm going to mouse pointer position. I have to flip Y here. To flip Y psi. And actually, let's do this. Let's put a flip in our get cursor position. Okay, so if flip, we do something, get window size, get window rects. What a waste of time. What a waste of time. Get window rect. Hwind, comma. We get the window rect and upper left and lower right. So H is rect dot bottom minus rect dot top minus p dot y. I could probably just do screen to client myself as well, whatever. I don't care. You don't have rect? What? I have to have that somewhere. I guess. Yeah, it's in workspace number 1. This is turning into such a rat hole because I just don't, like, once the language is done and we have these kind of things, it's easy for people to do, but when I have to build all this stuff, it's like, oh, all right. But that's part of why I'm doing this, I guess, is to build all this stuff. Rect. Let's put that in basic for now. I mean, we're gonna, we are going to want to put all this Windows stuff into its own file at some point, but, and I didn't declare get window rect. Okay, get active, get window rect. Returns an S32 foreign user 32 probably. What? All right, I already had that. It was just in GL. Oh, look, it's right there. It's right there. Get window rects, get client rects. I want to get the client rect, actually. All right. I want to get the client rect because we did screen to client. Declared identifier user 32. Screw you. Just because I called it with a lowercase u. All right. Finally, it's not, oh, did I not call it with actually flipping it? I did. It's saying click it, whatever. It's not flipped, guys. The hell? Maybe that failed. Oh, I didn't do this. Wait. I meant to, my brain doesn't work lately, guys. Sorry. That's what I meant to do. Click at 742, 111. That's in the Y range. That is inside the Y range. Okay, well, it's always telling me that I'm at the end, which is weird. Oh, I bet I'm not setting the best dist. That's always what I do. Text input, best dist. Hope somebody caught this in the stream. Hope somebody caught that. I don't need to change this one down here, though. Hey, look. This is a triumph. So I can click around. I can go somewhere in the middle and insert. That's great. Took a while, but we built some custom functionality. Oh, deleting always deletes from the end. Oh, that's tragic. I've got to fix that. Gotta fix it. Okay, so I can't select, but I can drag. That's good. And then if I drag, I kind of want the cursor to stay lit. So last. So I'm going to say anytime that we move this, if best character index is not equal to insert point, last key press time equals, get rid of that, get rid of that. All right, and then it stays white while I'm dragging, and then it cools off if I, or actually if I stop in the same place, it cools off, which, you know what, I want it to stay while I'm dragging. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. Shoop, 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 shoop. So that's not bad. That is not bad. So I guess I'll check this in, and then I want to fix the thing like when I delete here, it's coming off the end, which is no good. That is no good. No good. And then I want to make the delete key to delete forward. So, wait. Let's get rid of those. Make sure we got all the prints out. Yeah, all right. All right. Now, all right, now delete or backspace. What did I call it? Okay. If insert point is equal to text dot count, else, actually we can do that at the end. So if insert point is not less than text.count. Mem copy text.data plus insert point text.data plus insert point plus 1 text.count minus insert point plus 1. I don't think that's right. Hold on. So we copy into, well, I guess mem move. I don't know if I have mem move. You know what? I'm just going to do this. For insert point text.count minus 1 text I equals text I plus 1. I'm going to start marking these up because we want to make these UTF-8 clean eventually. Or just make this line UTF-32 maybe. -2. I think that's right. Dun, 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 dun. Except actually, that's delete, right? So backspace is 1 to the left of that. Wait, what? Let me. So if we're in the middle, traditionally delete would kill the character to the right, and backspace would kill the character to the left, but backspace is killing the character to the right. So killing the character to the left would be this, right? One. Whoa, that's not right. What the hell did I do? Oh, well, this at least has to be that. My brain ain't working right now. Oh, I also have to nudge the cursor back. Oh, right, yes. That makes sense. There we go. Oh, it's deleting to the right, though. Oh, because of this. Okay. So what is the ASCII code for delete? 127. Do I believe that? I guess so. Let's see if that's what Windows gives us. So this is going to be redundant because insert point actually, that should be less than or equal to, right? Let me not test the thing yet. Right, so that works, that works, that works. See what it gives me. It's not giving me anything. I must not be mapping it from the lower level thingamabob. The thingamabob. Thingamabob. All right. Let's go to input. Oh, my delete and backspace are okay. So I've got to go to my button mappings. Do I map the function keys? Oh, I map enter. Do I? No, it's just... Oh, no, it's in Windows input. Enter. So this will become a switch statement at some point. VK delete, return, delete. VK backspace, backspace. There's no VK delete. Oh, I already have delete. Put this right there. It's VK back, right? I already have that. Why am I adding things that I already have that are right there in front of my face? And why am I not getting these things then? I don't understand what's going on. It's like I'm not getting a, wait. It must be the message type. So these are text inputs. Oh yeah, there's this whole thing again. I don't know what to do about this. I don't know what to do about this. I'll continue to hack them. And the issue is that if you're really going to be serious about what you're doing, you want to make sure that your keyboard event, like your text editing events, all are serialized with respect to each other. So you kind of want to get them from the same place. So I don't want to like read these as button events and maybe get them differently from keyboard events. But all of this is really what has to happen is I need to decide what sort of the SDL-like abstraction that we're going to have for keyboard input is. And how you expect to get your events, regardless of whether you're on Linux or Windows or the PS4 or what. That is what has to happen. Anyway, so... This is weird because so I don't really see any place that I'm explicitly intercepting stuff like character 8 or whatever, which means it's just coming through the W param, which means I'm not getting text input for the delete button, which means I probably have to handle it that way anyway. Do I plan to have undo, redo for text inputs? I don't know, man. Right now I'm just having fun. I don't care. If I do, it'll be a better interface than just Control Z, because I'm tired of that. It's not very good. Okay. Let me just see if I get a button event. Okay, so Windows does give me button events for these things. So for now, I'm going to move this stuff down there. This is not great. It's not great, but whatever. Key is equal to, am I not using? So if key is equal to delete, or no, backspace, then do this stuff. Plus if key is equal to delete, then do this stuff. Okay, so for delete, we're deleting to the right. So we have to be less than text.count minus 1. No, less than text.count. Text of I equals text of I plus 1, right? Sure, sounds right. Okay, so we go in here and we're going to go delete. Oh, no. Why are they both deleting to the left now? Oh, because I'm doing that still. Why am I doing that? Deleting to the right, deleting to the left, deleting to the left, deleting to the right. Oh, it's so nice. So the problem, so here's what I don't get. In this console, for example, I'm getting repeats on my arrow keys. Here, I'm getting repeats on my arrow keys. I am not getting repeat key events on my arrow keys here, and I don't know why. I would rather have it. And I don't want to implement it myself because I want the operating system timing. So like, why am I not getting repeats on my arrow keys? I don't know. Does anyone know why I wouldn't be getting repeat events? I wonder if I'm ignoring them somehow. Oh, I am ignoring them. Why am I ignoring them? That's weird. Why did I do that? Okay. Well, that problem's solved. Okay, now I want to do some stuff where I make the chat a little bit visibly nicer. So, like here I type stuff and see, as it goes into the scroll back, like we copy what I did, but the color of the line is not, it's not differentiated from the color of the responses. And I feel like I would at least like to draw the lines that come from me differently. That is what I think. Possibly even in a different font or something, but for now, just at least in a different color. So, let's try that. Now to do that, so right now my command history is just an array of strings, but I'm going to make it an array of history line or whatever. I'm going to say history line is struct of a string and came from user is false. All right, so command history if text line history line that came from user equals true, line.s equals copy string text, and we add line. Right, and then command history let's make it, instead of S, let's call it text. Command history. Oh, I'm doing the wrong thing. I'm doing the wrong thing. I don't want command history. Shoop. I want because that's just the commands that I did. I don't want this in the text input. I want this in the console. I am doing the wrong thing. What? Right. Okay. Go to console. That is what I want. So here we have history that's a string. I will do that here. History line is a struct. Text is a string. Came from user is false. History line. History. Let's get rid of these things. input.entered, line, line dot user is true, line dot text is copy, line. We do the same thing here. False. That text equals copy s. And then we add line. And then when we draw these things, so first of all, it has to know okay, so input history color lerp input text color report text color O.5. I'm just going to do that. So if color equals report text color, if history index that came from user color equals input history color. Okay, hello. This is a test. Aren't these colors nice? So that's pretty cool. Isn't it neat how you can just make things by typing code? Okay, is there any question about what just happened? I just kind of plowed away without really saying that much, because that's the mood that I'm in right now. Any questions? I'm going to take a short break and brew another tea, and I think when the tea is done, we will add pasting from the from Windows into the command line, and I will do that by looking at the witness code for reference, because Ignacio implemented that a long time ago, and I can just copy the Windows part. Actually, we'll do, let me, we'll do off-topic questions when I get back in a couple minutes. So think of questions. Think of questions. Is Bureaucracy one of my favorite games? The 69105 is not from Bureaucracy. I'll have you know. How in the hell did I get a Subversion server going? I'm so tired of trying to get the one on my Raspberry Pi working. It just worked for me. I don't know. I don't know what the Raspberry Pi distribution is like, but I found it pretty easy to set up, honestly. Have I ever considered, I've made a competitive multiplayer game. My first commercial game was a competitive multiplayer game. Does the language foresee any threading utilities? People keep asking that. I keep saying I don't know yet. Probably not. No, the file system change notification stuff doesn't run in a separate thread. It just asks Windows if anything new has happened lately, and Windows tells it. So you pull it once per frame, basically. You want to avoid having stuff run in another thread unless you have to, because running in multiple threads makes things a lot more complicated. So anytime you can avoid that, then do. But of course, the reason we can't avoid it is when we want our code to go really fast. Yeah, but so the 69105 is in Bureaucracy, but that's a reference to a different thing. Like, Bureaucracy didn't come up with 69105. Come on. Someone says, my engine is having issues with ordering of entity update calls mattering. Is there a standard technique for dealing with this? So some people do two-phase, yes. My answer is a little bit different. My answer is, this is one of the reasons why object-oriented paradigms are broken. Because, you know, the object-oriented idea is like, look, the entity just knows how to update itself, and it's fine, and it's encapsulated. And in reality, it can't be encapsulated because, I mean, I don't know what your specific issue is, but I'm sure if you explained it, I wouldn't be surprised, because this happens in games all the time, right? So what I tend to do is, when the order of something matters, like if there's definitely a kind of thing that has to happen before a different kind of thing, I don't try to abstract it into phase one or phase two. I have a procedure somewhere that says, do this very specific kind of thing, right? And then I make sure that happens on whoever it needs to happen on, right? It becomes procedural and not some kind of weird OO abstraction thing, because that only hurts you in that kind of a case. When I was talking about maybe doing an MMO, was I talking about doing the client or server in this language? Yeah, I mean, any future large-scale game code that I write is not going to be in C++. It'll either be in this language, or if somebody else makes a language that's so much better than this, then it'll be in that language. But it ain't going to be in C++. So if I program an MMO, or part of one, because an MMO is a large project, it'll probably use this programming language. Will I be able to use Valgrind or Valgrind or however you pronounce it? I don't know. I don't know what it requires to work. I don't really use it. I haven't used it in a long time. Way back when I used it a long time ago, it didn't seem that useful, but I've been hearing maybe it's better now, so I should give it a try. I should probably give it a try. Well, we could give it a try now, actually. Well, no, I'm not in the mood. I'm actually not in the mood for more error grinding, because I've been doing that for a couple days, but I'm going to put that on the list. And we'll check it out and see what it reports. Last time I used it, you know, it didn't report very many useful things, and it reported tons and tons of false positives. But that was like 15 years ago or something. So it may be better now. So answer for Andrew Russell about JIT is he likes it because C# doesn't provide great facilities for compile time metaprogramming, which I prefer, but at runtime it is better and way faster than reflection interpreted stuff. Better for what? Like what is a specific example of something that you would do that you would want to JIT at runtime? Because in games, we work very hard to make things happen at compile time if we can, because we don't want things happening at runtime because it slows down things and causes frame hitches. So I'd be interested to know what kind of thing you think is easier to deal with at runtime. How come I didn't choose to make games similar to those that I like? I mean, I just make the things that I feel inspired to make whenever I make them. I may have actually made something a little bit similar to Ultima that you don't know about because it was never released. Is that Subversion server in Linux? Yes. Can you shoot me references to get one up and going? No, I can't, honestly, because it was like 6 years ago that I set it up, and it's just been running since then. I don't remember anything about setting it up at all. Nothing. I just remember there was an svn admin command that you run to like do a couple things to get it going. Hell if I know, man. Would LLVM's F-sanitized flags work with the LLVM backend? I don't know. I actually, in order to compartmentalize responsibilities and reduce the number of things that I have to think about, I have not looked at the LLVM backend hardly at all. I'm just trusting Josh to work on it, which is working out great. At some point, we will have to do some kind of a serious powwow about, you know, how do we help LLVM produce the best code? Because I could almost guarantee you it's not producing amazing code for us right now, you know, optimization-wise. Just because, you know, there's probably some things about our calling convention that it doesn't know, like for aliasing and stuff. So we'll sit down and do that at some point, probably. Was I referring to Gallstaff by any chance? No. Gallstaff didn't ever get that far. It was never like a real game. This does not work on Windows 9X at this time. The reason is just that I'm 64-bit only right now to simplify life. So both the compiler requires 64-bit to run, and it only compiles 64-bit executables. Sometime in the future, it actually won't be that hard to support 32-bit, but right now, it just, you know, one of the things that happens is you get bogged down in combinatorics and like, oh, this is broken in this mode with that and whatever. And so I'm minimizing combinatorics for now by keeping to 64-bit only. But, you know, if there's a need to do 32-bit later, it really won't be that hard, I don't think. We'll see. Okay, reply about JIT. In my game, I generate and JIT a lot of serialization stuff and some hooks for some fancy FSM stuff. All happens at startup behind a load screen. Basically compile time, but worse. Sure, I don't know why I wouldn't rather do that for me personally at compile time, because I want my load screen to be as short as possible. I want no load screen, right? I want the player to start the game and they're in the game. You know, with the Witness on PCs, we're not quite there just because we load so much data, but we do load in like 6 seconds or something. On a reasonably modern machine, and that's pretty good, and I don't want to lengthen that at all, not by 100 milliseconds even. So I would not choose to JIT things if I can avoid it. But that's not to say that there aren't use cases where it makes sense. I don't know. I also, like if I'm shipping a game, why would I link a whole compiler in there if I didn't have to? It's like, it just seems like a lot of complexity to ship with a game when you don't need it. I don't know. Well, how about if we program some more? Let's do the paste thing. Well, you know, so I don't hold it against you if you want a JIT anyway. I mean, that's fine. However you want to do it, man. I'm just explaining my personal preference. All right. I really have gotten a lot done over the past couple days, I'll say that. Okay, so Clipboard. Let's do Clipboard. So I'm going to go to the witness code and, oops, witness source game editor text in, no. What's it called? Input. Is it just here? Text. Not text or chunks. Text input. Okay, so paste clipboard at cursor. So the first thing I want to do is just, okay, so he just, if someone presses Control V, we invoke paste. That's fine. Oh, he also does cut and copy. Well, maybe we'll have to do that later. I'll add that to the to-do list. Console, cut and copy. Okay, but let's do this. I don't even know, like, I guess I have this key mod. I thought I saw something about control being pressed when we were paging through here before. Maybe not. I'm going to continue with my hack here. Although, yeah. I don't know on Windows if you have to do something This is kind of stupid, but come on. I just want to do it this way because it's a little different from how I usually do it. I'm just experimenting, playing around. No VK control, it's probably left control, right? Why is there a VK shift, but I have to say left control? I'm going to have to look at oops, L control. So I'm only handling the left control key right now. I'm going to have to track it by separate key. That's fine. Okay, so that compiles and runs. What, I don't even remember what I was in the, oh, I was going to do Control V. So, in text input, we will say, if it's text input, if event dot control state I kind of want a break from the if, you know, I want to say break from this outer if and then don't, because I'm not so crazy about this whole nesting thing. Anyway, if control state, if key is equal to char v, you know what, this might not even work. Again, print. I might have to have it be a button and not a text. Control pressed. Yeah, we're not. If key code dot strict okay, wait, what do we do in the witness code? I think we do. Yeah, we just, oh, it's a button event. Let's just try that. Nope. So I'm not passing that. I'm using VK control, am I? Is there a VK control? Well, there is a VK control. All right, so Control V is 22. Let's try that. Nope. I don't know why I'm not passing this data. I don't know why I'm not passing this data. This is the stupidest part to get hung up on, honestly, because we're not even to the actual pasting yet. it's like, how do I do a control V? Okay, let me just see. That's the problem with having an enum. Wait, why is it 0? Oh, because I'm returning unknown. That's what's going on. And then let's see, whoops, for wm_char, .utf32. So v is 118, control v. So that's repeating control and giving me 22. But it's giving it to me as a wm_char. Yeah. I'm not going to fix this yet. I'm going to make a note to fix it. Clean up. We should do it like braid witness and pass of v and accompanying flags and do whatever we need to do to massage the Windows input to be in this form. Okay, so we finally got it to say paste. Paste, all right. So I'm going to do that for now, and we'll clean up the keyboard input later. Oh. Let's get rid of that. Paste. Paste. All right. So we do a lot of pasting. Okay, let's look at what Ignacio says about how to so we say OS get clipboard text or clipboard get text. So let's make that happen. Text is OS clipboard get text. Print text is blah text. Paste text. Then we say incomplete, handle pasting into the middle. Combined is concatenate paste text or text and a paste text set input combined. Okay, so we got to just define that. So let's go back to basic, I guess. OS clipboard get text. Let's see what fun we have in store now. Witness, core OS, Win32, specific.cpp, clipboard, get text, copy text. Oh, that puts the current thing into the, should be set text, probably. Let's try that. And that. Okay, so return to string, result, string, if, open clipboard, I'm going to have to define all these things. Global lock of H data. Probably have this somewhere else, but I've got to do this. Len is sterling s result string result.count equals is len result.data equals alloc len mem copy data s.data len return results. So text equals copy c string to native string of buffer. Those go together. Global unlock h data close clipboard. Return text. And then OS clipboard set text, text string. A window pointer. Let's go ahead and take the window pointer. If open clipboard h-wins. Empty clipboard. Clip buffer is global alloc. Text.count plus 1. Buffer. Cast e8. And copy buffer text.data, buffer text.count equals 0, global unlock, close clipboard. Okay. So now I'm going to need to define all this stuff because we don't have any of it. So global alloc Where is that? Kernel 32. We need global unlock and global lock. Global lock. Global unlock. What else do we use? Close clipboard, open clipboard. Close clipboard, open clipboard. Well, there's empty, I see that. Empty clipboard. Open clipboard. Close clipboard. Set clipboard data. Get clipboard data. Isn't this exciting? All right, so hey, it's Bruce Dawson. What's up, Bruce? So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Do that. We're gonna do that. That doesn't return a handle. That doesn't return a handle. What am I doing? Wait, I've already got closed clipboard multiple times. Okay. So exciting. Open clipboard is a little more involved. It has hwind. Set clipboard data. Bunch of garbage, bunch of garbage. Don't you just hate how, like, garbagey C++ declarations have gotten? Look at all this stuff. All right. So, set clipboard data, U format is U32, HMem handle, get clipboard data, U format, U32, global lock and global unlock. I feel like those are kernel, right? Those aren't. It's got to be kernel. There ain't no user 32 going on there. I don't even know what an H global is. Okay, global lock. It's probably just a pointer, right? Global alloc. Hope that's right. Okay, well now that we've done all that stuff, maybe that's even right. I don't know. Yeah, it's probably unsigned. It doesn't really, I'm a little bit cavalier about that stuff, but so I probably haven't actually defined hglobal yet. Whoa. Really? That's a terrible error message. The hell is that? Oh, it's because I've got an extra. Yeah, I need to fix that kind of error message. To reference a non-namespace type 362, because S is a string. Yeah, no hglobal or bool. So bool. I think this is going to be just a pointer to void, but it's a handle. Oh, gmem share, what is that? They don't list it on the table. Gmem share. Obsolete, but provided they're ignored. Okay. Right. We wanted S64. Wait. Open clipboard takes what? And hwins. Choose a global alloc. Yeah. Count. Oh yeah. Buffer text dot data text dot count. Okay. CF text. CF text. What? Oh. Global lock. I have that returning void. Pointer to void. Undeclared identifier, Sterling, 357. C style Sterling. All right. Hey, I pasted some stuff. Worked the first time. Oh, I pasted the carriage return line feed as well. That's not great. Let's go into Emacs. Let's go into a new buffer. We'll type hello sailors. We'll copy that. We'll go into here. We'll paste it. So that's pretty good. We pasted. We be pasty. We be pasty. So now we will just do it the other way. I only sort of, I don't tweet all the streams. I tweet streams that seem major, like if I'm going to do something really especially cool or whatever. This is just like, I'm just hanging out programming. Only the people who like follow Twitch get to know about some of these. Can I paste in the middle of the string? Oh yes, we will have to do that. But first, oh, you know what? I can't select. You know what, let's do pasting to the middle of the string first. Let's do that. So it actually should be pretty simple. We'll say pre is text, pre.count equals input point, post is text, no, post is a string, post.data equals pre.data plus input point, post.count equals text.count minus input point. Okay, so then we're going to concatenate pre, paste text, and post. Oh. Right. This is a totally other thing. Wait. No, we just do this. Input point. Is it called insert point? Yeah. Input point. Input point, insert point. All right. Okay. What's even in the paste buffer? Bunch of stuff. Well, it looks like it's working. Let me 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We will paste hello sailor with an exclamation point at the beginning and the end here. Yeah. So the thing is, we are resetting the insertion point to the end, which we don't necessarily want to do. So we're going to paste it between 7 and 8. Let's make sure it goes to the right place. 7 and 8. At the end, at the beginning. Yeah. So the only thing I have to do is make the insertion point stay at the right spot. Insert point equals pre.count plus paste text.count, right? Because we want it to be right after the end of the pasted text. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, go back, paste. Yep, paste, paste. That's working. Okay, so let's make it so we can copy out. And right now, I'm just going to no, you know what? I'm not going to do that because I don't have a use case yet. Like I don't know what I'm going to copy out of the console until I can like maybe paste arbitrary text in the console. But I'm not going to do that right now because it doesn't make sense. Well, the next thing that I have on my list that might be fun. Any questions about that or any off-topic questions? Because we're just chilling today. I might not even post this one on YouTube. The next thing I might do would be making that tweak file that we did, the all.variables. Making this understand a few more types like vectors. Like we might put vector 2, vector 3, vector 4 in there. Something like that. What would a Hello Sailor emote look like? Wait, is text select in the console not on the table, right? I mean, maybe it is. Is that what we want to do instead? I mean, I kind of want to stay to smaller things and I don't know. I mean, what would we do? Because there's different, whoops, I'm totally running the wrong thing. You know, there's different ways to select. You know, like, do we select just in one line, or do we select across a whole line? Or do we do box select like the Windows console does? Of course, our font is not fixed width, so maybe that's not going to work. And I'm not sure if it's that useful anyway. So maybe it's just selecting in one line. Prevent text overflow off the right. We can do that. I mean, what I would prefer to do for text off the right is just, we'll bop it to the, we'll right justify it. Let's do that. Let's do that. It's pretty easy. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to call GL scissor. Okay, GL enable, GL something like that. how does it go? GL scissor test. So we're going to scissor so we can just draw the whole line no matter what. And we're going to say so it goes x, y, width, height. So we're going to say GL scissor x0, y0, x1 minus x0, y1 minus y0. Now, we're going to say if text x plus 2 times b plus text width is greater than x1 minus x0, entry width is x1 minus x0, right? So that's the width that we have to draw in. We will say text x equals, text x, entry width minus b, because that's our right margin, minus text width. So we'll write justify. Oh, minus, because we want to leave room for the cursor as well. Plus m width. Something like that. That seems about right. So we're going to scissor, draw text, flush. I don't know what I just did. Entry width. Do I already have it? Scissor. Let's call it scissor width, because I don't know what that entry width is that I pass. It might be the same thing. It probably is. It's probably redundant now. Is entry width parameter redundant? GL scissor. Right. Frickin' GL scissor taking its signed 32-bit numbers. We are 64 bits. And a third identifier text width. He writes. Okay. Text width is get string width in pixels, font, text, effect. Scissor width, float versus integer. The right type is int. All right. See what happens. All right, that's a little bit wrong. I'm not sure why it's that far in. I mean, it's sort of working though. The scissor's working. See, we're clipping off at the beginning here. We're just, our computation of how far to go is not. Oh, wait. No, I don't know. Entry width minus b wait. Entry width minus b minus m. I don't understand. I missed an entry width. Oh yes, thank you. Thank you. That could have taken me a while to figure out because I was still thinking of it. Good to have people on the stream sometimes. Oh, it still didn't matter. I did miss it, but the values are the same or approximately the same. Let me put a better. Okay. We need to have something good in the cut buffer when we test this. Text X. Oh, right. X0 plus all that. Wait. See? Whoa, that was a little weird. Okay, hold on. X0 plus text X. No, because text X. Right. Okay, we're double at, okay, so X0 plus scissor width. I think it's that, right? I don't know, I'm not thinking that hard right now. It's not quite right still. Come on, people. Come on. Come on. What am I doing wrong? Plus text width. Okay, first of all, not 2 times B, because that's already taken into a, oh no, it's not. Oh wait, B has nothing to do with it. Forget it. B is not the border. B is just the frickin' shadow offset. So that's stupid. So the text is drawn at text X. Scissor width. Okay, text X plus text width plus M width is greater than scissor width. Text X is, okay, first of all, X1, right. Feel like, yeah, so why, now I'm back on the, this is just when I'm too tired, honestly. Whoa, I hit F11. Oh, because that's the editor, sorry. I thought like that was a text crash, but it totally wasn't. It was that the editor is hosed. Okay, so this is supposed to be X1 here. Okay, so first of all, I am stupid. This is what happens when I program when it's too late. So X1 minus the, yeah, this was much easier than I was making it. It still may not be right, but whatever. There we go. That should have been done 10 minutes ago, but we got something. We got something. And I do now, okay, so I do want to add a little bit of pad there. So what do I set text X to? We don't tell us. So okay, text X, X pad is text X minus X0 because the console doesn't tell us. And then we say X1 minus Xpad. X1 minus Xpad. Okay, so now we've got a little padding there. That's good. That's good. It's kind of fun to just sort of write something like this. Yeah, the mouse click should still work fine. Nothing we did. Well, let's test it. I shouldn't be so blasé about it. I believe that it should still work. So if I click here between the S and the A, we're there. And if I put some dots, yeah, so it's expanding to the left because we're out of room on the right. You might want to do a thing where we change the camera to be like in the middle and you expand on both sides or something, but that seems excessive. I don't know. Okay, what do we think? I could keep working on console stuff, or I could go do tweak file stuff. What do we think? What do we think about that? Is that buffer on the stack? It is. So what there is there's just a buffer on the text input, which is in the global space in a different file. And we just say, like, look, you're not going to type more than 8,000 characters. I suppose I should test that. I should set it to something low like 80 and make sure it still works. So if I do this and, oh, it doesn't work. Right, because we don't, see, we used to test that when you insert characters, but when you paste, let me make sure it still works on regular inserts, right? Yeah, that still works. So, why does that mess me up now? Okay, I need to fix that bug actually before we go on. Like when I go down sometimes and then I try to go up, it doesn't save my text. That's weird. Anyway though, when I paste, I don't check the, yeah, see, I don't check. So paste, to do this, I have to say, I'll also defer free paste text. If text.count plus paste text.count is less than or equal to max buffer size, then we are allowed to do this. Otherwise, we are not. All right. So if I paste, hey look, I can't paste anymore. I can type. Hey look, I can't do things. All right, so that was good to check. Now let's set it back to 8,000. Hit enter after an overflowing text. That should work fine, but let's try it. Wait, I didn't recompile, I guess. Okay, enter. Oh yeah, so now on the main console, of course, we're drawing off. So we could word wrap that. Shizzle. We could word wrap that shizzle. I don't know, what do you think? Well, I think we have to word wrap this shizzle is what happens next, because this is not professional, right? I dare say. I'm not going to try to do smart word wrap on it. I'm not sure what the best way is to do it. Because like I said, like I can do it by glyph. I can do it by glyph. But I don't, like I said, that's cheating to assume that glyphs and characters correspond exactly. And I don't want to keep adding more hacks like that, because we're going to have to fix those anyway. And like, why put more landmines that I have to deal with later? So I guess I'll just do it a kind of a slow, crappy way. Control backspace and control delete. I don't ever use control backspace and control delete, so I'm not going to implement those. I am going to make the word wrapping. All right, word wrap. So here's what we're going to do. Add to, wait, what's it called? On the console, history, console add to history. So, I'm going to copy this. And just to test that this is work, well, no, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Okay. Add to history. So I'm going to unify the places that this comes from, because remember I did this manually. I did it up here. Console add to history, which copies the string. so I don't need to worry about it. Text, comma true, run command text. Okay, so we add a single line to history. When we add to history, we say text width is get string while text width is greater than console width is console x1 minus console x0. Text width is greater than console width. Well, while true, if text width is less than or equal to console width, add a single line to history, s. We're going to modify s, so and our parameters are officially not supposed to be modified. So add a single file to history break. Otherwise, the width is too far. So subtext text for, wait, I said s. This is all right, we'll call it s. S. Subtext is text. At speed, this is mega slow. We could binary search or something. For 0 to text s.count minus 1. S.count, subtext.count equals it. Text width is the width of subtext. Effect is 0, by the way. So we get the string width in pixels for as far into the string as we have walked. If text width is greater than console width, found equals true, break. Assert found subtext.count minus equals 1. Console add single line to history subtext advance s by subtext.count. I don't know, maybe that works. Undeclared identifier font. Float versus integer. Why am I need to get consistent about, I'm using floats sometimes. Ints other times. Subtext is s. Binary operator greater than while s, by the way. Binary operator Yeah, I need to get consistent about this. It's just stupid. Half my stuff is floats and half is ints. Okay, so what did I just program? Oh yeah, line wrap. That didn't work. It's infinite looping, which is sort of the expected. That's the expected result. Usually the first time you do something like that. It infinite loops always. All right. Let's see why. I actually don't know why. This is actually not a very good word wrap, honestly. I mean, we can adapt it later, but the problem with this right now is if you change the console size or font or something, the wrap will stay in the old place because we computed it when we added the lines. We should do it when we draw the lines, except that's more expensive because you do have a frame, whatever. Okay. Why am I infinite looping? Because I'm breaking. For something really short, I should just early out. Oh God. The console x1 and x0. Yay. They're in different units. No wonder. Okay, so that works. Hey, look. It word wrapped. What do you know? Okay, so let me paste something ordered so that we make sure we didn't miss a digit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. All right. Boom, boom, boom. 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Yeah. So that's good. Let's make it really long, really. Whoops, I hit Control M. Shoop. The problem is our from user is gone now. Our colors aren't changing anymore. So I killed that flag. The wrap isn't indented. Yeah, I gotta fix the color and we'll indent the wrap. That's fine. That's fine. Let's fix the color. Better. Much better. Okay, so now we'll indent it because some of you are prima donnas who want indentation. I guess this is a fixed width font that we're using. So we might as well why am I in the CPP version? All right. If we wrap, we'll use the M width, which is probably a better thing to do, but whatever. We'll just do it up here. Okay. First true. Actually, we don't even want to do the M width here, but what we will do is we'll say continued, right? And we'll say continued equals true. Well, let's line that up. Let's go back and get the M width thing. M width. Oh no, we need it here. M width is get M width font. Because we need to know it both when we're wrapping and when we're drawing it. Because when we're wrapping, we need to wrap even less. Get M width, dynamic fonts, int, I guess. So if continued console width minus equals M width, so we have room to indent, and then when we're drawing the lines, offset equals 0 if history index dot continued offset is M width. Dynamic number mismatched, because I am not consistent about this stuff. No effect. Okay, folks, that didn't really work because I'm not using the offset. Well, it almost worked. It's just didn't. So the last line only is not indented. The last, what? What? That is very strange. Oh, no, it's not. Because we end up here. There we go. It's indented. Let's do something more readable than that. Oh, come on, wait, what? Copy it. Copy it to the clipboard. Control C. There we go. When you get some John Milton situation, you know, I'm not pasting carriage returns and stuff, which is why these just sort of, you know, blah, blah, blah. Why does the indent seem wrong? Because it's exactly one character on a fixed width font. I mean, we could indent less than a character, but then we'd also be indented on the right, which would be weird, right? So if you're fixed width, you kind of want to be at a one character. You can indent more than one character if you want. I don't know what people think about that. Text seems to run off on the right side. No, okay, what's happening there, the thing you call an extra indent is just there's a space in the text. And it happens to line up with our wrapping. And I mean, I don't really want to get that much into what the content of the text is. Because later when we go UTF-8 clean for this kind of stuff, there's like a lot of different space characters and it gets complicated. So, and I don't know, you also, there might be reasons why you don't want to omit. Like if I want to then select this, I don't want to get rid of space characters, you know what I'm saying? Because then if I paste it somewhere and I deleted spaces for formatting reasons, then I don't get them. There should be some padding on the right. Oh, you know what? Yeah, okay, so we have padding on the left generally, and we don't on the right. That's a good point. Where do we do our padding? Okay, so console width. Does that work? Do I have those variables? Yeah. So it's actually -2 times pad. Whoops, I've just got spaces. Let's paste some code. Well, that has a lot of space in it, so let's paste. Almost John Milton. Okay, so now we've got some pad on the right as well. I don't like lorem ipsum. Why not just import left pad? That's a good idea. I should have thought of that. That would have solved all our problems. Importing left pad. Dude, MIPS assembly. I learned MIPS assembly in college, man. That's some good stuff. Sort of. So that's pretty good. I don't want to do selection of the text now because I'm tired. And that seems a little too big for what I want to do with the remainder of the night. So I wonder if there's some smaller things that I could do. Smaller things. Smaller things, smaller things. Oh. Yeah, it's going on 3 hours is about my stream time when I'm like, okay, this has been going a while. Add controller support, save options between runs. What options? Oh, you mean the, that's a little too big. It's a little too big. Although it would keep me from having to turn off the music all the time. Yeah, it's just when it comes to saving campaigns and stuff, I actually mostly have the code for that. It's just, it's important to be of fresh mind when doing that kind of stuff, whereas UI is like, whatever, it's easy. Are the variable tweaks simple? Maybe. I feel like we could do no, we're still working on the witness. We have a bunch of people still working on the witness. Okay. I'm going to tie it in. I'm going to do the variable tweaks, but it's still going to be console related. This is going to tie it together and finish the evening. So recall how we had color tweaks, but I couldn't put the color tweaks, or we had variable tweaks, but I couldn't put the colors for the console into the variable tweaks because they're vector 4s and it doesn't know vector 4s. So let's do that. Where is console tweaks living now? So I had to put it somewhere where it can, what's it called? Console visuals. Player control, probably. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put report background code. Just as a test, we're going to just put one of these in there. And of course, our all.variables doesn't do division, but we're going to make sure this works. And what should the format be? I sort of feel like maybe we do a parenthesis. Let's do these divides. 0.188. 0.384. 0.420. So I feel like we make it understand that, right? And then, so right now, if I pull up the console, it'll be black. Well, because we're asserting at startup that we know this. So let's do that then. As long as the system's keeping us honest. So, okay, it's of a type not handled by the variable system. So what is this procedure? This parses stuff. Okay, I changed this, by the way, since the last stream. This used to use scanf and stuff, and I changed it to use string to int, which takes a native string, and string to float. Oh no, I don't yet. A to F though. So eventually, these are going to be native, and one fun stream sometime might be getting a good BSD or MIT license, A to F and F to A or whatever, and making them work with strings that are not zero terminated, which might be fun because that kind of code is crazy. But let me not get off the else if kind is equal to struct, various structs go here. If else is of some struct type that is not handled. Okay. Info struct, cast type info struct, info. Is it called info? Member dot type. We never put it in info. Member dot type. So if I'm just going to go by name, just go. Actually, I can do this now. So if the name is vector4, so this is an easy cheat, is I just want this to trip. It'll still assert probably or something, but Yeah, okay, so we got that. That check worked. It's a vector 4. So now let me see if I can just do this, so we don't get someone else's vector 4. Actually, member.type, because we don't need the info struct. Let's try that. All right, so that's great. If member.struct is equal to, so now we just got to start parsing. We will say RHS equals eat spaces, RHS expect and eat. We want an open paren. And then later we want a close paren. And then we want commas between. Do we really want to put commas? Or is it cleaner to just have a space, right? Like, why put commas? What do you guys think, commas or no commas? Have you guys ever heard of the difference between unary and binary operators? How do you multiply if star is dereferenced in C++? It must be impossible to multiply. Oh my God. No commas. 1 no, 5 no's and 2 yeses. And we'll do it with no commas. It'll be easier to parse anyway with no commas. All right. So we say RHS equals eat spaces, RHS, A to F. Oh boy. Let me just do this. Okay, so X, Y, Z, W. So we do that. RHS equals eat until, what do I call it? Eat spaces, eat until space. This is kind of goofy, but whatever works. I already have a string to float now. Right. And it returned, okay, never mind. I don't have to do all this stuff because I did write this. It's still a wrapper to 8F, but it's fine. So I say X, Y, Z. Actually, V vector 4, V dot X, success, remainder, success X, RHS. Actually, let's do this. So we'll say one success, comma RHS equals string to float RHS, right? And then we say success equals success and one success. So if any of these go false, they will all go false. p.y zw. If main success log print error parsing a. This is so that I can paste it or put this into something polymorphic when I want to do vector 3s and vector 2s. Just.name. Do I not put the line number? At line number. Okay. I don't know, that's probably not. Say what? It doesn't like this. Is that some kind of parser thing? I think that's a precedence. Yeah, it's a precedence problem. All right, we'll just put parens around those. Attempt to, oh, geez. And then expect and eat. A string, C is an int, to string. Result is S, call it R. If R sub 0 is not equal to C, log print error number int error at line expected. How do I? Didn't find it. Line number and C string. So the thing is, I don't have a way yet to print a character literal, so I need to do something goofy here where I say, oh, actually, do I have? I know I have this somewhere, but whatever. So I'm going to say character string character string dot count equals 1 dot data equals the address of C. Else advance R1 return R. Oh. true. Return. I don't know what to return here. Anyway. Signed versus unsigned, pointer to int, right? We just want to log prints. Ident string. Oh, I didn't do the ident. Log print variables. Well, let's see what happens there. Okay, this is fine though, because that assert was not related to any of this logging. So let me just print success parse vector whatever comma v. Hey, look, it got it. Okay, so now we need to write that into the place. So now in theory we're actually writing the vector, and this code actually we should be able to make polymorphic and do vector 2, vector 3, vector 4 or whatever now that we've written it, which will be nice. Okay. Left type is string. All right. Just in case it's polymorphic, I'm going to make that a type of. Okay, so now who is this assertion? You know what the next stream is going to be? It's going to be me making assertions tell me what line number they came from. That's what the next stream is going to be. It's time for that. It is time for that, for sure. Okay, we're going to run an LLVM. We're going to devin run tree sopo debug. And we're going to run and we're going to find out where that assert is. Because I have a feeling it's just something trivial. Load font. Whoa, what? Okay, we must have screwed up. Yeah, we screwed up the rest of the loading of the variables file somehow. Which is weird because the font names are before this. Let's just see if moving them helps. No. What did I do? All that stuff was working great. Where are we in vars? Well, it's getting them. I don't understand. Whoops, don't want to delete that. Well, let's actually do that. Why are our font names all of a sudden not initialized? That is so weird. What did I do that had anything to do with this? Everything looks like it's working properly. Integer float. Bool string, vector 4. Where are we crashing again? Where are we crashing again? Get font at size. We're going to print console visuals out. Print console visuals is console visuals. No semicolon. Okay, this is bad. Now that I am printing it, it works. Oh, that's a bad sign. But let's take glory in it working, because check it out. Check it out. Console. Oh, it's got the right color. Let's go to all that variables. Let's make it more red. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Let's make it really faint. So that's pretty good, kind of. I don't know why it started working all of a sudden. Oh, I bet I do know. Maybe. Let me think about it. Anyway, let's get all the colors in there while we've kind of sort of got it working. So let's go back to console. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I feel like we're kind of in compiler bug territory slightly, maybe. Sometimes we're not, and I just don't understand what's going on. Okay, so in init here, we're not going to init any of these. And in all dot variables, okay. Report text, report background, whatever. So input text color is going to be, let's get the calc again. 30 out of 255 is 0.118. 240, I feel like I did that one already. 0.941. 40. 157. Input background color is 49. 192. 19, 255. Of course, I could always add like a hex color format. Like if we read this, then it's a vector 4, or if we see like an OX, we do the web color or something. Maybe we'll do that next time. 117, 459. 902. Okay, report text color is 230. Isn't that the same? I think that's what I just did. 230 out of 255.902. Yep. 200.784. 745. 1. What's another good thing to paste? Well, let's I don't know. What are the JJJs? That must be some Unicode thing I'm not handling. Okay. So maybe that's just that I'm not chopping the new lines out of the paste. I probably need to do that. Paste removes new lines. So what was I even doing? Oh yeah, I was going to use this to adjust the colors. Okay. Input text color. We got to have some input. That didn't appear to work. Input background. That didn't appear to work. Why not? Why? Oh, did I just not recompile? Yeah, because it didn't have any of these. Oh man, I gotta go to Eye of Argon again. Let's get a different paragraph. First paragraph. Okay. Eight. Hey, text. 1. Text. Input background color. 9. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Report text color. Yeah. Report background color. Yeah. Yeah. So that's good. Let me try turning off that print. Okay, we're kind of in compiler bug territory here, because printing the value of that struct should not have any effect. Why don't you try printing it out elsewhere, like here? That's very weird. So we have the font names. Maybe I'm just doing something in a different order now and it's annoyed about it. I don't know. I print it and it's fine. I don't print it and it's hosed. Oh, I know what it is. I know what the problem is. Maybe. I don't know. I don't. This is going to have to be something that I debug next time because this is definite compiler bug territory. Like, no question. It's so weird that I can print it just fine. What if I print something unrelated? Then it works. We are so in compiler bug territory. We are beyond Thunderdome here. Okay, when you can do that, there is a bug. But I am at the end of the night. It may not actually be a compiler bug. It might be something that I really don't understand, but I think it's probably a compiler bug. Probably, honestly. That's going to be a fun one. Okay, but until then, we're like, okay, all that variables understands vector 4, and console colors are tweakable. We got a lot done today. I want to go through the subversion log and see, because I didn't even, like, all my scribbles are scribbles. Oh wait, I gotta, yeah. What did I do on the stream? Okay. Wow, so we started several hours ago. We did click to position the cursor. We handled delete from the middle of the thing. We got key repeat working. It was easy. We changed the color of the console lines depending on whether it's from the user or not. We enabled pasting into the console, pasting into the middle and not just the end, scissoring and wrapping the text to the left if you go off to the right, testing and fixing the character limit, word wrap with indentation, and then tweakable console colors, and the variable's file format understands vector 4. Later we'll generalize that to all vectors. That's not bad for one stream, man. We got some stuff done. Why do I think it is a compiler bug? Don't I think it could be a normal race condition? Well, this should be only one thread doing this stuff. So a thread should not probably have a race with itself. It could be like there could be some reason why there's another thread that needs to do something that I'm not thinking of right now, but I don't believe so. I don't believe so. Why is someone GB asserting me? What is that supposed to mean? What is that supposed to? So the assert is not in C++ that we're talking about. It's the assert in the new language that works totally differently and doesn't use a preprocessor or hash define, so it's a different situation. Any last minute off topic questions? Anyone? Did I release the source code for my CPP? There is no C++ Sokoban implementation. It is not, when I copy code from C++, it's witness code, usually. It's not, there's not a running Sokoban game in C++. Favorite home game console pre-PS2? The Atari 2600, buddy. Yep, things are in a pretty good place. Pretty good place. Not perfect. That last bug there is a little bit interesting. Have to figure that one out. Yeah, I may do a stream tomorrow. We'll see. It'll probably be in the evening anyway. I don't know what time the Super Football time is. Thanks for coming by, everybody, and see you later.